What's up guys, Sam Taggart here, and I am going to walk you through in this video, if you're a manager, business owner, somebody that's a trainer, to train your reps to produce at a higher level. Now, if you're somebody that's like, hey, I need more resources and tools, click the link below and schedule a demo of D2D University, maybe even some of our expert trainers to come out and help you, or maybe just get some consulting on this. But at D2D Experts, we found so many people fail to give proper training. And if you were to quiz yourself right now, if Sam Taggart, that knew nothing about your industry, came to your company, what would your onboarding and training process look like? And then the second question I want you to ask yourself is, when you have a rep that's been there maybe a year, 2 years, they're selling an average, how do you get them from average to savage? Like I'm gonna take this guy from like even okay to great or great to excellent. And if you don't have a process for that, or you think you have a process, but it's not getting implemented the right way, in this video, I want to give you a few tips and tricks that'll help you like maybe think of things to add to your business that'll help you be better trainers. Because I don't think that there's tons of like bad salespeople out there. I think there's bad processes and bad sales trainings, and there's bad support and bad leadership. And then I think, yeah, there's people that are going to be different levels of sales and pick it up faster or slower. But I think some of the best salespeople I've seen, it takes them 6 months, 12 months to crack the code. They just stay long enough, at least they're persistent. So I think a lot of people discredit people fast, way faster than they should. Like, oh, you're never gonna make it after a week. And I'm like, whoa, he's never done sales before. It's a whole new world for him. So the 3 models of sales training you've got to look at is coming from 1, field, 2, classroom, and 3, online. So if you think about it, like online, you have some videos and resources that is accessible, duplicatable, and infinitely able to scale. Here you have virtual classroom that would be like a live Zoom call that a lot of people run. And then maybe like there's an in-person classroom. And then field, you actually have a digital version, and that is script and words, and then video and audio. And then you have actual go knock or go sit with them and train the sales guy. And then online, there's a tool called an LMS that's a learning management system. Hence, we have a thing called D2D University for anybody that wants access to videos already made, or us to customize the videos, and we'll come out and film, we'll edit, we'll build out and white label your own training platform. That's one thing that we're really good at. We already have 1,000 videos on different industries, but I'm gonna talk through best practices of each of these in this video shortly. And then if you need more help on this, click the link below and schedule a call with us. We can like customize this to your company, customize this to your industry or whatever. And we're gonna start with online. And I'm gonna show you a couple things because I think it's very relevant and important. So if you look at this, and I'm gonna pull up like our online training system just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And by all no means, I'm gonna try to sell you. I'm gonna say, look, I know our training's awesome because the people that watch these videos, ask yourself, do they sell more or do they sell less? It's like, so let me break it down. So you have the training center that you hit here, and every Tuesday we launch new content. We have different industries, so you kind of get a little taste of this. But the concept is to break each part of your sales process into segments. And what I mean by that is you have a new rep and you have an advanced rep, and then you have different parts of the setup. So let's just take D2D 101. This would be like mindsets, work ethic, how to go in, manage an area, just basic tips on being successful. Because the goal is just give them enough to get them excited to keep going. Maybe some little objection tips and things like that. And then if you were to break down like by industry, what I would do, so like for example, solar, we have 27 different courses, 90 hours of content or whatever. And so I would break this down and I'd say, okay, I'm a setter, and I would say, and I pause this for a second. So you have like a setter week 1, and I would say, this is what I want you to watch, these videos. And then week 2, I want you to watch these videos. And then week 3, I want you to watch these videos. And you kind of move them through this progression path of learning. Now, if he's now graduating to become a closer, this is where you then say, okay, cool. I'm gonna move you to our closing category where, maybe you go week 1, before you become a closer, you need to watch Closer 101. Week 2, you're gonna watch Closer 102. You become a closer, and then for the next week 3 and 4, I need you to watch this, this, and this. Does that make sense? Now, why is it important to use a system like this to manage that? So we already have, like I said, all these videos. And if we were to kind of undo this and show you, is I'm gonna then run a report, and I'm gonna use the example of my guys. So I started 3 new reps on Monday, literally this week. So I'm gonna use this like live time where Monday these guys start, and I said, okay, I need you to watch these videos. So on Thursday, I ran a report and I said, Augustin, Anthony, David, where are you at? So right here in this video, you can see this guy watched a few courses, this guy watched okay courses, and then Augustin, he's watched tons of videos, and they were all assigned the same thing. It's not like I favored one or the other. So what is this gonna tell me? A few things. How much are they really committed? How fast are they actually really willing to learn? And 3, how much time do I spend on them now? So I go to Augustin, I'm like, dude, you're willing to spend 13 hours on yourself. I want to spend more time with you now. Or I go to Anthony and I'm like, dude, you haven't watched any of these videos yet. Of course you're going to have a lot of dumb questions for me all week. Of course you're not going to know how to sell this out of this. Of course you're not, like, how the hell am I supposed to train you when you're not willing to train yourself? I already made the videos for you. It's right there. So when he comes struggling, crying, hey, I don't have any money, I'm not going to buy into that sob story. I'm just gonna be like, dude, watch the videos and then maybe we'll probably make more money. But if I don't have, this is the most important piece, if I don't have videos to give them, then I can't say that. And if it's strictly reliant on me holding hand in the field or in the class, and that's the only time that they can actually get content, then I'm screwed, because it's 100 now on my fault, not their fault. So that's why I started with this, because now it's up to them. And you could take a bad manager, but luckily have an ambitious rep that has access to the content. We've seen this because we've had over 60,000 people go through our training platform, that we've shown that guy could be successful even though he had poor leadership. Now you move into the class, and I found that a lot of people in the class, they don't do enough role playing. Where in the field, it's like watching, I'm observing, I'm giving feedback, but in the class, the key here is to role play. And I'm talking like hard role play. Tell them like, not interested, no, can't have da-da-da-da-da. And you want to like hit them hard. But then when I say class, there's virtual, you have the opportunity to do virtual breakouts. Zoom has some really cool features as far as like breakout rooms and things like that. It doesn't always have to be physically in the class. But every time I host an in-person training, I want to make sure that there's some serious value. And just because I spew content on somebody doesn't mean they actually consume the content. There's a difference between learning and listening. Listening is like, hey, I heard you. Learning is like, I can regurgitate it. And so one of the mottos that I always say is see one, do one, teach one. I don't know what I heard it. So if you said, okay, I have to see it, meaning I'll watch you guys do it, then I have to do it, you watch me do it, and then I have to start teaching it. If you took that model, it'll help you guys get your people working and learning it faster. And then the last thing is in the field. So when I say that there's digital field training, what I mean is there's apps like Zero, or there's apps like even just Film. So let me show you where you could have somebody set up a hidden camera, and you could literally say, record the audio, hit start when you're going. So Zero is going to AI digital transcribe it, then you're just going to find key moments and things like that, and that's cool. But even just like them recording it, setting up their phone so they're filming their pitch, where then I can click on this, let's just use this for an example, and I could go into the recording and I could say, okay, where did she go wrong on a real customer? Because people respond differently in a real scenario. And so she's sitting here and she's going through a presentation or whatever, and this is just an example. And I'm like, hold on, pause real quick. Do you see what you did right here? You should have really asked me this question or something like that. So that would be the example of field training, but it's now done off the doors or off the call. The next one would be actually going and knocking. And the number one thing is that I tell people when knocking is, if I start the sale, then I get the sale. If you start the sale, then you get the sale. And then don't sabotage the sale by always overpowering. You're the trainer, of course you know how to sell. They don't know how to sell. So give critical feedback, direct that feedback properly, and then all of a sudden your guys are going to pop off. So this is just some basic tips and tricks, but the thing I want to finish with, and so stay tuned on this, because this is all fine and dandy, this is great, but it's going to lead to something bigger here, which is really coming down to, do I have a process? And do I commit to that process? Meaning, I have a 5-step selling process that I teach every single person, and they have all got this memorized. And they do what's called a pitch pass off. And when they can do a pitch pass off, then they get to go and move into X. But if you don't have a 5-step selling process to teach, and then you don't have a way of them learning it, to then having it passed off, to then having an audit, and a way of saying, here's my 30-day onboard process, and this is how I get my guys from 0 to hero, then you're doing your people a disservice. You're not showing them a clear path to success because you haven't built out all of this roadmap. And most people do really well when they have a roadmap of success. So if you want to train your salespeople better, the first thing is I would book a call with our team, and I would say, what can D2D Experts do as far as a program, an online training academy, something to help you scale? Because I'm sick of people in this industry literally having companies managing teams without proper processes, when we have a turnkey solution that, like, in 24 hours, you can have a badass, better than anything you would ever make yourself for your people. Because the people that are suffering are the people that are out there not making money, when you're the one that's being in the way of them going and making more money. And the more money they make, the better you make as an owner or a manager. And that's proven. And then the second pitfall is most people, they think once they've got success, that's the end, when in reality, that's super subjective. So it's finding the little slight edge to make yourself a little more sharper and sharper and sharper. So click the link below, schedule a call with us. We'd love to help you out with your training, and we'd love to support you in this journey, because like I said, I think everybody should be making way more money than they are. And it's sad to see people not maximizing this opportunity. Hopefully you got some value out of this. Here to give, helped a lot of business owners, and hope you're the next one we get to help.